Okay, Dan, this is the system I'm going to be sending to you, and I'm going to explain what I've got here. As you see on this end, that's what you would call a round Betty hub in the center of the wheel, and it's probably the simplest one to put on because as you see in the middle of this, there's 6 screws that just go into the spoke of the wheels, and with an Allen wrench with a ball end on it. You don't use a straight Allen wrench to get into those because they're set in there at an angle. So with a ball end Allen wrench, that's the way the disc just fits right onto the system, and that's probably the simplest installation there is. The axle needs to be set up by minimum play, and that's done by screwing this nut in and out. And the ideal location for that nut is when you put the axle into the sleeve here, and it has minimum in and out movement like that. So that's the ideal way to get this thing to fit together. And then on this side, we have a rogue wheel. It's as you can see, there's 4 screws that just you take the 4 screws out of this side on that inside and throw now you don't throw the screws away, but you use the same screws to hold our disc onto their hub, and that's a very simple installation as far as the discs go to the wheels. Now then, here you have the locking mechanism. The screw here is designed to allow this black tube here to be adjusted in and out to get about 1/8 inch clearance between the tip of the pin and the disc. And the same way on this side, you set them both up the same way, but this pin with a 1/4 inch Allen bolt, screw that out and slide this back and forth at 3/16 of a degree or 3/16 of an inch increment, and then reinsert the pin back in. And but that's the right location for adjustment. There's a bolt here. The bolt here also holds the mechanism to the axle. This is a wheelchair axle right here. As you can see, it says wheelchair axle, and that wheelchair axle has the 2 housings that are put on, one on each side, and then you have a little screw here that's in the, what we call this section right here, the spring holder. And the cable comes in here, and it's got that set screw there, and then there's another set screw here on the sleeve over here. So there's 2 little set screws, 632 set screws in both of these pieces if there ever needs to be an adjustment made. Generally it's set up at the factory for maximum travel and appropriate tension. So whenever you come up here to the wheelchair frame, now you see the actuator, it says SURELOCK on it. You'll find that, get it over here to where you can see it. There's the actuator that goes on the wheelchair frame. As you can see, it says wheelchair frame right there. This tube is representing the wheelchair frame. Now the right way to set that up is whenever you feel the tension that you have in that locked position, you don't want it too hard, you don't want it too weak. You want it just about like it's set up. And we set them up here to where we feel that we've got maximum. And some people may say, well, why is it that you've got the 180-degree travel on that thing? Is because if you have it up like that and you want to make a transfer, your leg is usually hitting the handle, so this gets the handle out of the way. So that way you can mount that handle any place. You can mount it on the side of the wheelchair, the back of the wheelchair. But anyway, that's the way the system is set up. That's the wheelchair frame, and this is the wheelchair axle. But this is a sample system I'm going to send to you. If you find it useful, use it. If you don't find any use to it, send it back. We'll use it here. So that's all there is to it, Dan. I'll send it to you, and we'll see how things go.